Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabit Mars channel. Tonight we are going to do part 4 of our series here on Sol 2352. Now we just got through with the live hang on the Mars Anomalies and Beyond channel. If you have not checked that out, I'll drop a link to it in this one. But once again, as I said before, this was based on the video that Chris did. It's called Structures and Mechanical Parts Disguised as Hills on March 23rd. And we've been going through this image because Martine Graney on Facebook posted this image of the structure, and then Chris went through and added more to it by showing lots of different structures, and we have been modeling this in Blender. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to Blender. Okay, sweetie. My daughter's telling me that my other daughter has my earbuds. Thank you, Pumpkin. Okay, so here is our scene in Blender. Now we've gone over all these structures here. And I'll just show you real quick. This is what we believe right here that to be the APC. We went over this tower right here that's actually sitting in the front of the structure that Martine Graney had talked about. We looked at these buildings. My glass isn't the best, but it's working. You can see through it and everything, but I think there was glass on the front of these two structures. We also went through some more of these structures. I'm just going over this stuff briefly. You can check the previous videos to see what we looked at on those. Then there was this one right here. Okay, sweetie, I'm recording a video. In the last video, we talked about this structure right here, which seems to have this what looks like a gun emplacement. Now this is just what I just added, and I'm going to go ahead and go over to the panel, and then we'll get into this fresh stuff that we just modeled. And I apologize that it took a couple of days to get out, but had to go back to work, and so it's hard for me to get these out when I have to go back to work, just because I work long days. Okay, sweetie, shh. So let me move these out of the way, and I'm going to show you. This is what we looked at right here, and this looks like some sort of mounted gun or something like that. You can see the double guns right here on the top, and it seems to be mounted to this platform right here. It's really cool. It took a lot to bring this out. But once we did, we could definitely see that it seems to have a base right here with maybe 4 legs on it. We can see 3 of them, and I believe there's a 4th one behind it. Then you can see these 2 arms that go up and backwards at an angle, and then something mounted right on top of it. And I can't guarantee that that's what it is, but that sure is what it looks like. So I'm going to click on this, and let's go into this and see kind of the shape is all. There's those 2 arms, like I said, seem to go up and back at an angle. And then you could kind of see these square, well, rectangular pieces that come forward and to the left of you in the image, and then it looked like barrels on the end. And once again, let me go down here so you can kind of see this. And then I wonder if I can zoom out just a little bit. Will you still be able to see it? And then the back part of it has this curved piece right here, and we see that right here. So it was a pretty cool, and I don't know what the material is. I'm sure it's something metallic or plastic. Wow, I thought I rotated this guy. Hang on just a second. Let me fix something here. Grab on the Y. Nope, I meant rotate on the local Y. And then grab on the Z. I thought I'd already done that. I don't know why it didn't save it that way. Rotate a Y. Okay. Okay, grab on the Z. There we go. Now it should be sitting on the right. I know on the model, I'm pretty sure it is correct on there, but this is kind of what that object looks like. And whether or not it really is a gun emplacement, I don't know. But, you know, we had the other tower that's right over here that kind of looked like one too. Uh, and so you got two objects that kind of look like some sort of gun emplacements. This one's sitting on a round platform, and then on top of that, you have, you know, what looked like an armor personnel carrier sitting here, and that was right here. So, you know, you can see that there. I wonder if I can adjust that just a little bit. Now that I remember that I actually added a brightness and contrast filter to it. If I bring it up one step, is it going to... There you go. So you can kind of see the shape of that, and you can almost tell that there are definitely something that looks like tracks underneath, you know. You can see them there. So, okay, that was that. And then the other thing that we worked on was some stuff over here. Now, Chris pointed these out, and man, the guy's got an eye like you wouldn't believe. He sees stuff. And of course, he never tries to tell you what they are. And that's good because we're not trying to force on you what these objects might be. But we do want to give you an idea of what you're looking at. So we have two objects right here that I want to talk about. And I can't get in too much closer. But let's talk about this first one right here. And this is kind of what that looks like. It has this round shape to it. Did I shade that smooth? Oh, there we go. I guess I didn't. And it has these like four discs that look like they're going around it, and then it has this piece that's kind of sticking up, and you're looking at this angle right here. Maybe a little more. Kind of like that right there. All right, and there it is right there. You can see it in the image. It's got a round disc. Okay, you can see that disc around it, and you can just barely make these out. In fact, let me see if I can bring up the contrast just a little bit. Is that going to help? There you go. 1, 2, 3, and I would imagine there's a fourth one on the other side. Okay, and this is kind of what that the shape of that one looks like. All right, and then right behind it, you have this object right here. Now it looks the shape of a missile or something sticking out that's on some sort of platform with a pipe underneath also. Can I move this guy a little more so you can see? Let's get him all the way out of the way. All right, and I'm just going to move this a little bit closer. There we go. I mean, it's right there, right up against the wall of this cliff right here. There's a cliff right here, and I don't know if it's a natural cliff or a structure, but there's a what looks like a cliff right here, and you can see this, and it's got these two pieces that connect the what looks like a pipe with a cap on the end. See the cap right here, and then it comes out, and it's got this pointed shape at the end. All right, and so we modeled that, and this is pretty much what we could tell that. Ooh, that's a little close. That it looked like. All right, that don't look like it's shaded smooth either. There we go. I swear I shaded those smooth, but maybe it didn't save what I did. So that's those. And then I want to get into the stuff in the foreground right here. I just, the other day before I had to go to work the next day, I stayed up as late as I could modeling this stuff. I just want to show you these shapes real quick, and we're already at 9 minutes, so I'll try to make it quick. Now, these were pointed out by Chris. These were his finds, not mine. All I did was, you know, model them to find them. And then, by the way, these two over here, oops, were also his finds. These two that I showed you over here. These were things that he found in this cliff right here and circled them. So he brought these out in his video. Okay, sweetie. So let me just show you real quick what these look like. And one of the first ones I want to show you is this right here. This seems to be another one of those discs, this time facing vertically. And so if I move this out of the way, and it's a little bit blurry, but you can, if we back out, you'll see the shape of that. Let me bring the contrast up again. Oops, zoom back in. Let's bring the brightness up for it. No, bring the brightness down. Contrast up. Oops. It's not going to make much difference. But you can see the shape of that. It looks like it's another disc. And I don't know if it still had the same four circular pieces going around it. I couldn't get enough detail. But you can see that spiral piece sticking up again. And so it looks like the same thing that's over on the left, maybe only smaller because this is actually closer to you. All right. And then we had this piece that was right in front of it. And, man, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that any better. But, okay. And you got to move this way. All right. So it seems to have this squared box on the end. And then it's like a pole that goes up. And maybe there's a box shape in the middle. I'm not real sure because, as you can tell in the image, it's really blurry. But then it seems to go into another squared shape at the top. And that's kind of what that one looks like right there. Okay. And then these were very interesting. And once again, these were finds by Chris, and all we did was model them. So just to show you what they look like, here's this first one. And I got it pretty much at the same angle right here. And you can see this piece sticking up at the top right here. It seems to be extruded inward, and then it has this box-like shape on the end. Let me get a little closer. I don't want it to break up too much in the image so you can still see this. And then you can see that piece coming down vertically. There is something here on this left side, but as much as I tried, I couldn't make it out. So that's that one there. And then this one's really interesting. It seems to be two pieces that would go, well, from our perspective, they go diagonally back on what would be the y-axis in our image. And I got a little bit of tweaking to do on it because it actually looks like this black line it curves upward. So I'm not quite done with that. But look at these Lego type shapes underneath. They look like Lego pieces. All right, it's a square box on the bottom, and it's got these round pieces. I don't know if it's just a space in between or if that is an object in front of it. But then you have the two more circles on another square Lego block. That's what I'm calling them, Lego blocks. All right, and these are sitting right there. All right, and those are right there in the image, as you can see. And then we have, this is what I call the light pole. You know, like you'd find a street lamp, and it's right here in the image. If this is some sort of natural structure or something in the ground, you know, I'd love for someone to explain how this happened, because it actually, when you add the contrast to it, it actually looks like it has some height to it. You can see that it's actually sticking up above the surface behind it. All right. And then you have this piece that comes out like this. And this is what I saw this as, and others who I had look at this. I just had a couple of people. I didn't have my full crew that I usually send the pics out to look at them, but I had a couple of people look at them, and they told me the same thing. Yeah, looks kind of like a street lamp, you know, a very decorative street lamp. All right. And once again, we can't tell what it is for sure, but all we can do is model the shape of it. And, you know, it's got a very dark color, so I just modeled it in a black metallic with a little bit of reflectiveness to it, not too much. All right, that way you get an idea, because now we're just We got just a couple of minutes left. Let's go over to our model and look at them in the model. Trying to hurry. Okay, so these are those objects. Let me click on one so we can rotate around it. And they're right up against this hill. And I probably need to bring this hill up just a little bit. And these are those two objects. And they're sitting right in front of this hill right here. And that's them right there. Okay. And then let's go over to our gun turret. I really like that thing. And once again, I don't know if that's what it really is, but that's what it looks like, you know. And when I showed this image to other people, a few of them came back and said, yeah, it looks like a gun emplacement. And there it is on top of our building. You can see our other buildings in the background there. And that's where that sits in our model right there, okay? And then let's go to our objects in front. Now, keep in mind, these objects in our model look like they're right in front of these buildings, but the perspective from the image, as you get farther away, things get compressed more. And I probably should have stretched this out before I started modeling the terrain, but hindsight's 2020. But there's actually a lot more space between these buildings back here and these objects up here, okay? These would actually be sitting up here, somewhere in this area up here, but then, you know, I'd have to go back through and stretch everything out and fix the terrain and everything, but I think you get the idea that these are sitting far in front of those buildings right there. And these are those objects sitting in the dirt, or regolith, if you want to call it that. There's that one there. Hey, thought I modeled you with black metal. But anyway, I'll fix that later. Anyway, oh no, it's our street lamp that should be black metal. That one's correct. I'm sorry. And then you have the two pieces that are sitting on the Lego blocks, you know. I don't know what to make of those. And one last thing is, you know, our very decorative street lamp or whatever it is. Once again, y'all make the decision. I don't want to tell you what these are. Sometimes I feel like I come across as trying to tell you that's what this is, and it's not that. It's just what we see it as and how we model. We have to be able to describe them some way so we have an idea of how to more accurately model them, at least from our perspective. But by all means, this may not be what this is. You know, you make your own decisions on this stuff. I'm just trying to model them in 3D so that you can get a good perspective on everything. And that being said, I mean, with the things that we're seeing here, the gun emplacement, if that's what it is, the other mounted gun over here, and the APC, my personal opinion, I think we're looking at some sort of military base, whether it's our military or what was left over from Martian technology. We definitely know they had technology on their planet. All right, 18 and a half minutes, so I'll go ahead and cut this off here. But that's our update, and sorry it took this long. I'm back to work, so I don't know how long it's going to take before we can get the next video. And I'm working on the moon video. Can I open it real quick? Don't save. Let me see if I can open it real quick. Just to show you. Okay, this is what I worked on. The only thing I've gotten done so far is you can see that I modeled the terrain. I took the image and modeled the terrain. But as Chris showed in his video, there's a lot of stuff in here. And we'll get into some of this stuff. And hey, look, it looks like the Blender logo right there. It's right on Mars. But you can see these structures and stuff in here, and we'll get into that. All right. Oh, darn it. There we go. Now you can see it. Okay, so I modeled the terrain, and then, like I said, these are the structures. There's all over this moon. So y'all have a good evening, and don't take care of yourselves, be healthy, stay healthy, and hopefully y'all check out, if you didn't watch it live, check out Mars Anomalies live hangout that he just finished, and tonight on the 9th. This is the 9th. So take care of yourselves.